So, have you ever actually stopped to think about what separates the cheapest possible survival shelter from the most expensive, most secure facility on the entire planet? Well, today we're going to find out. We are going on an extreme tour, all the way from a $1 metal box to a $1 billion fortress that's literally carved into a mountain. Let's get into it.
Right off the bat, the difference in scale here is it's almost impossible to wrap your head around. On one end of the spectrum, you have a simple metal box that someone shoved underground. On the other, a literal city, carved 2,000 feet deep inside a mountain, designed to withstand the most powerful nuclear bombs ever made. We're going to start at the bottom. Okay, for just $1, well, you get exactly what you pay for. This thing is basically a shipping container someone buried, and it's already wet inside and visibly bending before anything has even happened to it. The guy who owned it said it looked like it had already been through an explosion. So unsurprisingly, when they actually put it to the test, yeah, it didn't make it.
All right, now we're moving way beyond just basic survival. This next category, this is where things get personal. We're talking about shelters with really unique histories and even more unique owners. So get ready for a massive jump in both price and personality. And when I say a massive jump, I mean it. We are going from one single dollar all the way up to $1 million. For $1 million, you can get something truly incredible, a converted Atlas missile silo. First, you go deep underground. You open a 7,000-pound blast door, and then you find that the entire building inside is suspended on 8 massive springs. Think of it like a cradle. The engineering is just amazing. It was designed so that if the Earth shakes from a direct nuclear hit, the building inside just gently sways, completely protected. What was once a military command center is now a fortified home that even has its own nightclub 5 stories down. No joke. Next up, we have a $3 million bunker that was built secretly in a backyard by a YouTuber. And you're probably thinking, how on earth could a backyard project be worth $3 million? Well, the value isn't really in the concrete.
It's because the owner is basically a real-life Tony Stark. This bunker is a museum for all his YouTube creations, which include, and I'm not making this up, a backpack flamethrower, a wrist-mounted rocket launcher that also fires knives, a machine gun with a chainsaw attached to it, a spinning belt of knives, and something he calls a freezer wave, which is the exact opposite of a microwave.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say, given his collection of custom-built, terrifyingly creative weapons, trying to break into this place would be an unbelievably bad idea. This is personal security taken to its absolute logical extreme. So from a personal fortress, we go to a piece of actual history. For $5 million, you could own the bunker that was built for President John F. Kennedy back in 1961. It's on an island, and at the time, it was totally state-of-the-art. Today, though, even with its presidential history, well, by modern standards, it's not very impressive. It's even been described as, quote, kind of a dump. So if even a president's bunker ends up becoming a dump, what does survival look like for the ultra-wealthy today? We're now entering a completely new tier, where the goal isn't just to survive an apocalypse, but to do it in absolute comfort and style. Welcome to the underground high life. And the price definitely reflects that shift, jumping from $5 million all the way up to $30 million. For that much money, you're not just buying a shelter, you're buying into the survival condo. It's a 15-story underground skyscraper built for a community of 75 people. This thing is totally self-sufficient. It has luxury apartments, hospital, a grocery store stocked with essentials like canned bacon, and hydroponic gardens for, an infinite food supply. And for fun, there's an indoor pool and a rock wall, all protected by 24-hour security and a sniper's nest. Okay, so this is a really crucial point. The philosophy behind these bunkers changes. The $30 million condo is all about community survival in a shared space. But this next one, at $50 million, is completely different. It's a private underground estate built for one owner with a really bizarre goal: to make you completely forget you're underground in the first place. Hiding beneath a totally ordinary-looking house, there's an elevator that takes you 3 stories down into this surreal replica of the outside world. This bunker has artificial grass, it has palm trees, and even windows with digital screens that display outdoor scenery. The whole point is to provide a psychological escape, to make it feel like you aren't trapped for decades inside a concrete box. And now, we're at the final destination. We've arrived at the $1 billion fortress, which is arguably the most secure place on Earth, Cheyenne Mountain. And this place, it isn't for private citizens.
This is all about national survival. The security here is just on a completely different level. First, it's buried 2,000 feet beneath solid granite. To get in, you have to pass through two massive blast doors, each one designed to withstand a direct nuclear hit. And hey, just like that $1 million missile silo, the entire city inside is mounted on giant springs. It's a shock absorption system on a godlike scale, isolating it from pretty much any attack. This is the command center for the highest levels of the US military. So, just how secret is this place? The source material makes it pretty clear. After a certain point, filming anything that shows the layout, like a 3D map, is strictly forbidden. That restriction right there tells you more about its importance than any photo ever could. Inside, it's a full-fledged underground city. It has a battle deck where leaders from NORAD command the defense of North America. From here, they can deploy fighter jets anywhere on the continent in under 5 minutes. It has its own power grid, roads with fire trucks, multiple lakes, and, you won't believe this, a Subway restaurant. So many people work here, they need a sandwich shop. This quote really just captures the immense gravity of this place. It's not just about surviving. Its entire purpose is to make sure the command and control structure of a nation, and maybe humanity itself, can endure the absolute worst-case scenario you can possibly imagine. So, after this incredible tour from $1 all the way to $1 billion, what should we take away from all this? What do these wildly different approaches really tell us about what it means to survive? We've seen a really clear evolution, right? Survival starts as just basic shelter. Then it becomes about individual fortification and personal security. From there, it expands into creating a luxury community to preserve a way of life. And finally, at the highest level, it's about preserving national security and maybe the future of civilization itself. And that brings us to one final question. Each of these bunkers prioritize something different. So if you had to choose, what would be the most crucial element for your survival? Would it be the personal comfort of a luxury home, the strength you get from a shared community, or the absolute security of an unbreakable fortress? It's definitely something to think about.